Hi, everybody. I'm AJ Rohde, Senior Partner at Thoma Bravo. And today on Behind the Deal, we'll be discussing our acquisition of Heavy Construction Systems Specialists, or HCSS. And for today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm joined by my main man, George Jaber, 10 years with me in the Discover Fund, helped me start the fund, principal on our investment team, instrumental in leading this investment. We're going to riff on this discussion a little bit.
That's going to be fun.
Together today, and we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look on how we got it done.
Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today with my good friend and business partner, Steve McGough, CEO of HCSS. Steve, welcome to Behind the Deal.
Glad to be here, AJ.
First question, Steve, for you. You've been at the company since 2005. Will you give us a little background about what attracted you to HCSS, the sector? How'd you find out about the company? I just want to get a little bit of your story here.
Yeah, it's I have an unconventional path to HCSS. I went back to school as later in my career to get my MBA, and for a couple of reasons. One, so my younger sons at the time would know that what it meant to be a lifelong learner, and I felt like it was important to go back and see what other career opportunities in some other industries there might be. Had a good friend that was working at Trilogy Software at the time, and he had made the comment to me, running a software company was pretty straightforward as long as you were making money. So I got the Houston Business Journal out, looked up the top 20 companies in the greater Houston, and mailed them unsolicited cover letters in my resume.
That sounds like you.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, and I ended up with 3 job offers. 2 of them that were from 2 of them were turnarounds, and 1 from HCSS. And what attracted me to HCSS, it was still in construction. B, I understood the industry, knew the customer base really well, but Mike Ryden, the founder of HCSS, was just intent on solving the customer's business problems, and that's probably what attracted me the most.
All right, so you've been with the company 20 years now. You've worn many hats: CEO, president, COO, CFO. Talk about your experiences in those roles.
Well, it's obviously been a valuable experience to work across the entire organization in many different aspects, and getting firsthand look at the vertical functions within each of those departments. But probably what I learned more than anything else was just the type of individuals that I work best with, whether that's in a leadership role or a team in general. And so when Thoma Bravo acquired us and we started to build out the executive team, I found myself looking at those prospective employees and leaders and measuring them against a lot of those values and traits.
Give us an example of what you're talking about, or a few examples.
There's actually 7 core values that I think work best with myself: passion, grit, purpose, consistency, empathy, kindness, and humility. And just to touch on, some of those. Passion from a standpoint of when I'm talking to someone, it doesn't really matter if it's in business or in their personal life. If they don't get passionate or light up about something, I got to assume they're going to bring that same level of enthusiasm to the business the next day.
That's true.
And from a grit or perseverance standpoint, I tend to work well with people that have been socked in the nose and got up to fight, or gone through some adversity in their life and came out the other side a better individual. Purpose: if you're going to lead, you should know why you want to do that. From a consistency standpoint, it's probably not what you think. It's more along the lines of, can you stick with something? If I go to the gym and work out for 2 weeks, I know I'm not going to see any results, but if I go 6 months, I'm surely going to see some positive outcomes.
Follow through.
Yeah, some positive outcomes that come from that. From an empathy standpoint, this is important to me, because if you're a leader and you're going to work someone over 10 or 20 years of their career, people are at different stages in their life. You might have a young parent that needs more flexibility in their hours. Yep. Are you extremely black and white, or can you work with those types of people to make sure that you've got a great employee for years to come?
Not a one-size-fits-all.
That's right. Yeah. Kindness. It's another one. I think that where we could all come together a lot more from that. And quite frankly, some of the smartest people that I personally know are also some of the kindness. And then just last, from a humility standpoint, It's probably another big one. Does it always have to be your idea? Do you have to be the hook and bull in the room, or can you allow your people that work for you to run ideas to ground and come up with a solution that actually works for the business?
No, and
those are the keys for me.
And when we sit in board meetings with you, the attribution you give to your team around the ideas that they come up with and the attribution they give to each other, I find it really, really special.
Yeah, it's you got to share the credit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
We love that that's so special about HCSS. We'd like to transition it a little bit and talk about us and our partnership together. So, we've known the company for many, many years. HCSS has been on every single buyer's list of dream software companies to buy. Every single private equity firm has wanted to buy HCSS, and no one could crack the code. And we were somehow able to in the fall of 2021. Could you talk a little bit about your experience with us and your first memory of meeting us?
Oh, boy.
Well, I remember.
Here we go.
I remember we met at a construction industry event called the Beavers out in Napa.
Silverado.
And what surprised me probably about the meeting the most is how well you guys fit in. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting investment bankers, but I didn't expect you guys to look like you fit into construction. And in all sincerity, I remember that you guys had a genuine interest in the business, how we ran the business, and what was important to us, and a lot of questions around why I believe that our customers were such fans of HCSS.
What are the biggest challenges facing general contractors, subcontractors today that work on infrastructure, heavy civil, and how do we think about helping them solve those in the future?
Well, probably the biggest challenge facing our industry is still the same. It's the workforce. And it's really, we're struggling to attract this next younger generation to see construction as an industry with valuable careers. And in a public works environment, a lot of those in and around urban areas, a lot of that work's night work. You have weather constraints that mess with people's schedules, and we're having a hard time attracting women to the workforce, especially in the field. Now, the good news from that, we do have customers in certain markets that are addressing it head on, where they're setting schedules for their people. So even if someone is working on a crew and they have a weather constraint where they're working the weekend, if they schedule that time off, they honor it so they can go to a family member's birthday. So that's helping. And I believe that as we move forward, the companies get creative to balance that the workload that's required to be able to meet a schedule and the demands and the wants of this next generation of worker to be able to attract them to construction are the ones that are going to be the winners.
Yeah, agreed.
Steve, can you talk to us about HeavyBid, your core product, the history of the company? Could you explain it to all of our listeners?
Sure. HeavyBid was our first product. We released it in 1986. It's a flagship product, originally written in DOS and rewritten in Windows in the 90s. And it's been the market leader for decades. And it took a lot of companies off of pen and paper and spreadsheets and gave them the ability to build up their cost at a granular level, which gave them the ability to estimate more accurately and ultimately bid more work and win more work. If you look today in the public market, so across 50 departments of transportation, the DOTs, HCSS customers are winning 75% of that work, and they're producing 40% more bids than their competitors. Just an incredible product.
Steve, that was really innovative back then. What is HCSS doing now to continue to innovate and stay ahead?
From a technology standpoint, we've led the way. Our second product, even in 1998, was a product called HeavyJob, a job costing product that sat in the field and would give the foreman the ability to capture diary notes, time and attendance, productions, equipment utilization, and so. The challenge with that is when we introduced that at our user meeting, we had a decade worth of estimators only, and when we told them that we would be putting a laptop in their foreman's hands, you could have heard a pin drop because laptops in 98 were the size of sewing machines. Yeah. And so no one had envisioned that the field could capture that type of data, but we always believed in the knowledge worker and that companies that would excel were the ones that at the frontline workers that were the closest to the work by providing them the ability to know how they're doing on a daily basis against what the estimator estimated and how their productions went against that. Am I making money or losing money was well ahead of its time. And today, as we continue to innovate in and around cloud-based technologies and AI, our mission hadn't changed. It's still to make our customers stay more competitive, enhance their profitability, improve workplace safety, and optimize their equipment utilization. But we do that all in the hopes of giving them the ability to make better, more informed decisions on their job sites.
Now, you're doing everything you can as the vendor, but what do the customers have to do to be ready for this change?
Well, from a changing at least from a digital transformation, I think a lot of times companies lose sight. It's not just a matter of making the data digital. They miss the human factor, and it is so critical for all of our businesses, quite frankly. And in order to have true digital transformation, scale your business, I think companies need to foster a culture of innovation where people can try new things within their business. They need to upskill and empower their employees, so not just buy the tools, but train them how to be successful in a digital world. I think all companies need to adopt a customer-centric mindset, so we're all solving to our customers' pain points. And then probably the last is just plan for agility and resiliency. So when you're looking at your products, that you're modeling your workflows in such a way that you can handle the market disruptions that are surely going to come as we move into the future.
Yeah, we'll get into some of that later too. That's really important. I'm going to switch gears for a minute, okay? This is a loaded question. Tell our audience what it's like to work with us, with Thoma Bravo, and give us an example of something big, operationally, strategically challenging that's come up that we kind of solved with you together.
Fair enough. So I will tell you, for me personally, working with Thoma Bravo has just been incredible. Especially the way you guys set up our board of directors. I think it's unique the way that half of the board is operating partners and the other half is the TB team. I have Bill McKenzie, who's just a phenomenal chairman that works tirelessly to make sure at least the two of us are always aligned on the important issues. And Jim Hagan's always been extremely helpful, supportive. You know, he's been with us since day one. So that part's been incredible. As far as solving, guys helped us build out our executive team. AJ, you personally helped and talked to Drew Thomas, who is our CFO, has just been an incredible hire for HCSS. Has changed the face a lot of the company on how we do stuff. But I will tell you the biggest impact that you guys have had is because Thoma Bravo owns so many portfolio companies of varying sizes, because you guys sit on so many boards, you help us tremendously from a solving, not just from a planning, but probably more importantly from our processes. You have the ability to look and see when we're proposing stuff whether or not that will scale with the business because you're already dealing with it in some of your other larger companies.
Yeah, and it's a two-way partnership.
Incredible.
You've always had an open mind about some of the ideas and working with us, and we've tried to respect what's unique about HCSS's culture and some of your processes too. And you do things a very specific way, and we haven't wanted to change those things that are working either. So in that sense, it's been really good.
Steve, could you talk about what it's like building a company in Sugar Land, Texas, and talk about your incredible headquarters?
Yeah. Sugar Land has been great for us. We bought 12 acres out in Sugar Land, finished our first building in 2009, complete with a gym, a basketball court, a full running track like you see like at a high school, and dog kennels where people could bring their dogs to work. We finished our second building a few years after that for our development team that has a circular slide that goes from the second floor to the first floor. I think you guys may have been
We've all
down
been
it.
on it.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
Taking the slide.
and then in our third building was finished during COVID that also has a parking garage, has another gym and a racquetball court. But I tell you all of that because it was meant to be a place, a campus where employees wanted to come, interact with their coworkers, a place they wanted to stay, build their careers, and it's been it's been lights out successful. We attract a lot of talent from the local area that because we do a lot within the community, and it allows to get our name and reputation out there. So we get a lot of the local people that look and want to be part of that as well.
You also have a lot of customers come and visit.
Big time.
Yeah, we always love to have our customers come to our office just because we tend to like to give them show them the building.
Yeah, and that you have their hats all around the campus.
Yep.
Yeah.
That started actually in another office before we moved there as a way to, because we had sound issues in the hallways and stuff, and what happened is we'd have customers come to our office, see other customers' hats, and then they would automatically send them to us. That's how we ended up with all of them.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Speaking of customers, could you talk about your UGM, your user group meeting?
Yeah, for sure. So this is our 39th year in business, and I think our user group meeting has been going on for almost 38 years. It started with Mike Ryden, our founder, really around his kitchen table with 4 customers is the roots of it. Now, this year, we'll have roughly 2,300 attendees. It's a citywide event in Houston, but it's really meant for a place for customers to come and network and learn and have some fun. But for us, it's invaluable because it's where we get the feedback to make our products more valuable to the customers. We run town halls where customers get to ask questions about the software, suggest things, and vote on it, quite frankly. And if enough people want it, we usually put it in the software. It's just for our growth and our ability to respond to what our customers' needs are, it's been extremely valuable.
And it's not a normal user group conference.
No,
it's not. It is.
It's like a revival.
It's like
That's
a
what I
revival.
always say. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
The energy is unbelievable. Last year I went 1,900 people in one room. You're giving the keynote. AC/DC Thunderstruck is playing as you're walking on stage.
So on brand.
Everyone is so excited to be there because they live in HCSS. Every single day they're in HeavyBid, just like private equities and spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in it all day, and then at the job site, they're living in heavy jobs. So when people go there, it's not just a vendor. I mean, it is their lives, and it's a way of doing business.
And we love our customers. I mean, some of my best friends in this world of this day are our customers, and it just it's a unique bond when you have a company where you've hired people that are friendly and helpful, and you're a customer-focused, customer-centric company. People believe in that and helping the customer, and that just transcends. And so those relationships naturally build.
The entire culture of HCSS is about taking care of the customer. Every single thing
100%.
that you do. Could you talk about your technical support? I heard you talk about it in an interview once. Could you talk about your 3 rings
The 3
or less?
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Love it.
For myself, I believe that in business, you can only have one thing that's core to your business. And for HCSS, that's our technical support. We answer the phone in 3 rings or less, 24 hours a day. And most people would think in a software company that your software's got to be core to the business. And while we have to have great software and it has to work, it's our technical support. Our customers don't leave a company, go to work for someone else, and then work to get our software into the next company because we have the best marketing in town or we have the best billing system that's so clean and slick. It's not. It's our technical support.
Yeah.
They know that when they call in, they're going to get help from somebody that's going to stick with their issue until it's resolved. And so, hands down, for us, that's it.
Can I add to this a few things too? That is an element or one element of things that make HCSS really special. Can you give us another few examples of things that are so nuanced and so specific to your culture that really resonate?
Well, we do a lot with our employees from just from a career growth standpoint. So most of the employees, the reason we can answer the phone in 3 rings or less, we overhire within our technical support, which gives our technical support people the ability to work on other projects. And so most of the people that move in and around our organization into other jobs, whether that's development and customer success or implementation, most of those are coming out of our technical support.
Yeah.
It's where they and it helps tremendously because what we find is that those people have also learned the products. So not only are they moving into roles, they also understand the products and the customer's issue firsthand. Big differential.
How stuff works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone at HCSS had to start in customer support at one time.
Not everybody.
Not everyone.
But most.
Most.
I mean,
Most.
a good part of them, outside of maybe the majority of our development team, when you look at the leaders within the organization, the people that moved up through the organization, a lot of them moved up, got their start as their very first job in tech support. And most people look at tech support and think it is help desk type stuff.
Right.
It is a career, a professional career in our organization, and we look at it and treat it that way because they're the lifeblood of who we are.
Yeah, for sure.
Did the customer support reps also have to take the HCSS math test to work at the company?
We no longer do the math test.
I know.
I will tell you that. But for decades, everyone took it.
Everyone. Every single person at the company.
Every single person for a number of years until we completely moved away from it would take the test.
Sounds like getting a job here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I'll end with the final question, Steve. This is one of the most special companies that we've ever had the privilege to work with, and you're an executive that's an exemplary example of that. What are your hopes for this company going forward and its role in the market? You know, we're the first institutional partner that you've ever had after 4 decades. And so we're just at the precipice of what this company could be at scale, operationally, you name it. So what are your hopes and dreams is probably the best way to put it for the future? Well,
I mean, to your point, I'm the second CEO in the organization, so a lot of stability in and around the organization. But it's our 39th year in business, and I guess ultimately, I would never want us to lose sight of what built the business to where it is, and that's being a very customer-focused company with innovative products. I believe that if we stay customer-focused, continue to provide world-class support, and innovate in and around our products, that we will remain the dominant player with a great brand, great reputation for decades to come.
Yeah, we agree. It's a pleasure having you here, Steve. Thank you so much. This has been such a good talk. It's kind of a walk down memory lane, but it's good for our viewers to get to see some of the nuances that make the company really special. It's good for the two of us to kind of walk back through some of these things. And so thanks for flying out and being here with us today.
Yeah.
And
I love coming out and seeing you. I love coming out and seeing you guys.
Yeah.
You've got literally, I was walking down the hallway earlier and just looking out at the bay and in the boats. You guys just incredible offices. I'll give you that for sure.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
Thanks to Steve for sitting down with us today. To learn more about HCSS, visit hcss.com. Steve's going to join us on next week's episode of Beyond the Deal, our mini-series we get to ask him anything we want. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to Thoma Bravo's Behind the Deal, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, catch it here on YouTube next week.